we were talking about how people need to check out your post game live. It's a rough one. I'll ask you a question while we have you on. What are your thoughts and keys to success against the Eagles next week? We'll give a little bit of I'll put back the Commanders graphic for a second, but what are your thoughts? We have a live podcast next week. You know our history with those on Monday Night Football, but and they're undefeated. I mean, how do we start faster? I kind of asked that question to Dugenais a little earlier, but what are your thoughts and how do we get the game plan going a little earlier?
All right, since I haven't been on in a while, I wasn't going to pull this out until later on in the week, probably for my pregame.
Oh, shit.
If you recall, 2 years ago, when Pittsburgh Steelers were 11-0, and I said that at the time the Washington football team was going to shock the world, and we did. Now, if you think back to earlier in this season when we played Philly, we played them tough. We shut them down in the first half. It wasn't for those 3 turnovers and the offense sputtering and Scott Turner not running the ball, we could have won that game. So I'm going to jump out there and saying that the Washington Commanders will upset the Eagles on Monday Night Football in Philadelphia.
Oh my God.
CP3, I thought you were insane to make that prediction against the Steelers that 2 years ago. I'm on the bus with you this time, my brother. I'm on the bus with you.
I'm saying if Scott runs the ball, the defense has been playing outstanding. No one is giving Del Rio credit for the way he has that line, and Jeff Zoniger, who took over for Sam Mills III, and has that D-line playing to the full potential that everybody was complaining about last year when they wasn't getting it done. Now they're getting it done. No one said anything about Jamin Davis, the strides he's made the last couple of weeks. No one's really talked about St. Juice since he's been put back to the outside. I want to see him and Brown go at it on Monday Night Football because I think St. Juice is going to have some work for him. And I believe if they run the ball and Ron Rivera needs to put his foot up Scott Turner's butt and his throat to tell him 3rd and 1, no shotgun. I'm tired of seeing shotgun on 3rd and short. If he can get him to call a NFL football game and not try to outthink or out-strategize the other team when something is working, I believe this team can shock the world and beat the Eagles because if you recall the first game, they kept Jalen Hurts in the pocket. And they had one of the top running games in the league, and they held their running game under, I believe, 80 yards. So if they can repeat that performance, get off to a better start, and Scott calls a better game plan, I feel like this team can shock the world and beat the Eagles and take them from being undefeated.
Yeah, wow. I would love that, especially live on air. If we could somehow get that to happen, if you see that happening at the end of the game, you'll have to somehow do this again and jump on with us for sure. Yeah. Oh, CP3, I see he's trying to get on. Yes,
let's go, CP3. Let's go, baby.
Yes, sir.
You called it, baby. Let's go.
I ain't psychic, but I know a little bit about this Washington Commanders team, dog. I saw the writing on the wall. I remember week 3 where we had a chance to beat them, but Scott Turner's play calling was atrocious, as opposed to this week where I felt like he had almost a perfect game plan until the 4th quarter once again. I don't know what it is, around 10 or 11 minutes with the lead after the other team scores to make it a tight game. Why on 3rd down? He wants to keep throwing the ball when Brian Robinson is getting 3 yards a clip and it's 3rd and 3 and letting the other team back in the game. I was almost about to leave work and make a ride to Philly to go smack the shit out of him because he was about to cost us this game. And I'm just so happy to see the defense balled out like I hope they would. Taylor Heinicke, I feel like, has solidified his spot as the starter going forward for the rest of this season. They were talking about it on the broadcast. If Carson White might come back, he come back, I think Heinicke should still get the go. And I'm just happy that this team showed out and showed off on Monday Night Football in front of everybody with all the Eagles love and all the stats they were giving about the Eagles. It felt like it was an Eagles broadcast. Whenever the Commanders did something right, they was praising, the mistake that the Eagles made. Oh, they didn't do this right. And no, any given Sunday or Monday, any team can get that ass beat. And the Washington Commanders beat that ass tonight for 3.5 quarters. But it all matters at the end of the 4th quarter because we had 32 and they had 21.
Absolutely. And Scary Terry went off on this game, 8 catches on 11 targets, 128 yards. He had some big plays in this one, and just really a great all-around performance by this Washington team. 330 total yards, well balanced with 178 passing, 152 rushing, and they played so well on third down. 13 of 21 on third down against 5 of 8 for the Eagles. And the only time they went for it on fourth down, they converted because they was able to convert on a fourth down. Just a great win for this Commanders team. And look, for the second year in a row, CP3 makes the bold prediction, and it pays off.
I think third year, right?
Three years in a row. 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row.
So, hey, CP3, what did you think about that penalty at the end, that unnecessary roughness that basically sealed the game? Heineke gets on his knees, and
that was a makeup call. That was a makeup call from the football gods for that bullshit offensive pass interference call.
I was about to, facts, big facts.
That gets me, because I was watching the game on my phone the whole time. In the first quarter, they called St. Juice for a pass interference when he clearly turns for the ball. Now, Samuel's going down the field. Scott doesn't turn around for the ball once and impedes him from catching the ball, and it's no call.
Oh, and God, I said that.
Offensive pass interference on a play where he's running his route. And the fact that Troy Aikman actually said that he didn't agree with that call, that was a bad call. I almost dropped my phone when he actually said that.
Oh, God.
Bruh.
Yeah, because Troy Aikman never says anything positive about the Commanders. But when he said that, I was like, wait, did Troy Aikman just said he didn't agree with a call against the Commanders? Am I dreaming? Am I drunk?
I almost dropped my phone. Luckily, I had my case on. I'd have probably broke my screen.
Right. It's a crazy game because, I mean, there's the face mask that's not called, right? In that one. So I had a lot of Eagles fans blowing up my phone being like, why wasn't the face mask called? But then on the flip side, they basically called a pick play or something, which shouldn't have been a penalty.
And it shouldn't, if I get the call, but it wasn't a good call because we've seen pick plays over and over again. And as Troy said, Dodson didn't initiate the contact. He was just running his route. Now, if he made sure that he got in his way and threw his hip or, did something to impede him, then yeah, I can see that. But he was running his route, and you can clearly see the defensive back that was covering him had put hands on him to push him into the defender. So, yeah. I mean, but that play,
he has a right to be in that space. He couldn't do anything about it. Yeah. So
yes, but the fact that he made that bonehead play at the end, I was so happy to see someone make a bad play on another team that cost them the win or the possibility to win. So yes, I am ecstatic. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm off work, so I might do a Gatorade/beer shower when I get home.
Let's go.
That's awesome. You should. Well, happy early birthday. I was wishing for this for your birthday so much. I'm happy that you got to be on this stream. I'll definitely clip up this part of it for you so you can post it on your social medias, because you were right. You can even get the prediction part last week and put this part together.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that you'll like it. I'll even give it with the fancy graphics this time so you can have that one as well. But Carol, I'm so happy. Happy early birthday. I can't think of a better present for you. And I'm so happy you were able to get in on this podcast. We were able to get you in on remote assignment. And any final thoughts real quickly going into the big game against the Texans next week?
I'll have to check with my connections to see if there's a ticket available. If there is, I will definitely be in the building. If not, you can always catch my pregame and post-game before and after the game. And you can catch the great breakdown on Monday night with Robbie and the crew. And I'm just happy for the win, 500. Got the Texans next week.
Yeah, it's actually.
You can be over.
Yeah, I'm about to say you traveling to Houston, my brother.
it's in Houston.
Hey, if I get the ticket, baby, I'll find a way, man.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be 500. We should have been above 500 if it wasn't for that debacle last week. But just for everybody, remember, before the bye week in week 14, we have the Giants week 13 14, bye week, and then Giants week 15. So everybody that was complaining and hoo-hawing and fire this person and fire that person, I told y'all, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We 500, a little bit past halfway the season. You see, Eagles was 8-0, killing everything, never trailed in the second half. You know, turnover, the best turnover ratio, least giveaways, and all in one game, they doubled what they had occurred all season. So any given Sunday, any night, any team can beat any team. And all I got to say is hail to the Commanders, happy birthday, and fly, Eagles, fly. Fly, fly.
Happy birthday, my brother.
Happy
Appreciate
birthday. Thanks
it,
for
man.
tuning
Y'all
in.
have a good rest of the show, and I will check y'all later.